I was in foster care at age 13, and I came from a very violent background, and both parents were alcoholic. You never knew what was going to happen from one day to the next night. A lot of times we went to shelter homes, relatives' homes for safety. On the night that we were actually removed, I remember very vividly police officers coming to our door. They then proceeded to hand us a paper sack and told us to go and pack our things. They then took us to a institution, very large building, a very cold setting. What I remember as we drove up to the institution was there were bars on the windows and bars on the doors, and thinking that we were the ones being punished for the things that had taken place in our home.
Welcome to Ericka, a clothing organization that takes donated new and used clothing and puts it in their boutique-like setting. Foster teens in need of clothing are then welcome to set up appointments and come for a visit. During an appointment, teens are allowed to take home 6 different items to add to their own closet. During a typical visit, volunteer stylists offer fashion suggestions and tips, but also a listening ear and prayer. However, the biggest thing stylists wish to leave with the foster teens is a sense of dignity, acceptance, and love.
Ericka is in honor of my foster dad, and he passed away in 2004. Rick and Joan Engler had a huge impact on my life and my sister's life, and really came alongside us at a time in our life when it was extremely difficult, and simply just provided some just basic nurturing needs that had gone unmet for so long. But Rick was the kind of person, you don't meet those kind of people anymore. Rick was the kind of guy who would give the shirt off his back, literally. I realize this is a clothing ministry, but that is how I always saw Rick. He was the kind of guy who always was reaching out to people, and especially kids who were in circumstances that were just completely out of their control, and letting them know that the things that they were experiencing were tough, they were difficult. He was actually acknowledging them. He wasn't brushing them under a rug or sweeping them under a rug like a lot of people would do, but he'd say, yeah, this is a really tough time, but there's God is in it, and he'd remind us of God's love and how God would never leave us nor forsake us. And so Ericka really is in honor of Rick, but also to continue the legacy that I felt that he left for me. You watch these kids walk in, and they're broken, and they're sad, and they're hard, and by the time they leave, they walk out with a whole nother disposition. They're softer, and they're laughing, and they're smiling, and sometimes I can get a hug now, where before maybe they weren't so sure what this was really all about, and realizing that there are some really genuine people here who are caring about them in a very real way. There are a lot of ways that people could help. We would love for people to come alongside and work in the ministry. They can volunteer their time, making a financial donation, or if they just want to help out. It costs us average of $55 per teen or per child to come in and shop with us based on our budget, and those kids typically leave with about $120 to $140 worth of clothing. Really, what we really want them to know is, they have value and they have worth. We're here as a community for these kids, and we want them to know more than anything that they can feel loved.